as a person, who believe, and you're watching a season like this, when you begin to see that the people who you believe should have understand the season of your transition don't understand, then you need extra wisdom to implement certain things, because at a certain phase of destiny, we must understand how to hold on to God's voice and to hold on to man's voice. There is a place where men will not cross that particular limit, and at that particular stage, it is God who is in charge. And above all, there's a specific time in life where when you look outside, you don't see anything. Look inside. Sometimes the problem is not whether you can see well. The problem sometimes is you cannot see what you are not looking at, or you cannot see what you're not looking at. And there is a season of love. That season of love, you see, one thing with a prophetic word is not receiving the prophetic word only, is understanding. So one major prayer point to pray concerning any prophetic word is, God, give me deep understanding. And while you grow in understanding, know when people don't have the strength to contribute, especially when it comes to when it has to do with the love you expect. At that point, you don't look outside, you look inside, because what God is trying to do with you is not what any man has had a revelation about. And what any man has a revelation about you at that time could only be based on what God has decided to reveal. The Bible says Jesus asked his disciple, who do men say I am? The Son of Man is, rather. Then everybody has a suggestion. Some said they were able to hear what outsiders said. Some said you were John the Baptist. Some said you were a prophet of the old. Some said you were Isaiah. Some said you were Elijah. And above all, maybe one of the prophets of the old. That he turned to the very people whom he expected to have known him better. But he said, in the course of all that, when they were saying that, but who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? So who do you say? Because in the midst of everything people are saying concerning you, in the midst of everything that's been suggested, because there is a period in your life where the devil is speaking, the voice of confusion is also talking, hardship is trying to speak into your destiny. So many things are trying to talk. Then at that time, you see, Jesus too is asking, but who do you say I am? And then Simon Peter, the question was not for Simon Peter, the question was for everybody. And then he said, you are the Son of God. You are the Messiah, Son of the living God. There is a period in your life where God is doing something, and God wants you to look at him and look at who he has placed ahead of you and who he has brought into your life. That is where every one of us have somebody who is secretly interceding for us. There is somebody who is secretly interceding for us. And that person's job and assignment is not just to pray, but that person has a different way of observing. That is why you confiding in that particular individual, it is not disturbing. It's not a disturbance, because that person understands that they occupy that secret part in your life, so that they can be able to intercede for you and help you no matter the challenge that you are going through. And in that period, you must know who to contact, because not everybody will give you the attitude you want. There are people, if you contact them, you try to reach out to them, their attitude is going to be extremely poor. And at that time, it will begin to look as if you are under another major attack. And if you're not careful as an individual, you will start seeing something wrong where there is nothing wrong. I always tell people, try not to look for what is not missing. Try not to look. Don't try to search for what is not missing. Because when you start searching for things that are not missing, a problem begins from there. So many things start happening. A lot of confusion start happening. So one of the things I say at every given point is, understand who to speak to, who to contact. And if God is not leading you to speak to anybody, it probably means God wants you to speak to him alone. But when God wants you to speak to somebody at that particular point, you may not understand, but that point is that God knows what he has set for you. So there's a season where the people you may actually think they are going to love you and show you the care you need, maybe they have also exhausted the strength they have. They are also going through a period of frustration. And sometimes when you are not receiving the love you want from specific individuals, the advice at that point is that you should be able to trust the Lord and then say, Lord, help me to pray for this person. This person has once loved me. This person once showed me concern and care. But at this point in my life, I don't know what is happening. But I need you to help me out. I need to know where I'm going to. I need to understand what you want to do with me. By the grace of God, you realize that you're breaking through and you're overcoming and every challenge. Because sometimes when you are seeing the thing, you can't understand it, the challenges are just becoming too much. Just pray for those you expected to love you who are not loving you. Pray for them. Pray for them.